Renovation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and we are back with another channel update. And on today's channel update, we'll be talking about the programming that we'll be doing for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and it's going to be a little bit of a different format. And the reason why is just as the title intro said, my house is currently under construction, and we're doing some renovations to my home for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and so because of that, it will be impacting my content. What's happening is when I originally bought my place, it had this horrible looking acoustic ceiling known commonly as popcorn ceiling is what it's known as. It just basically looks like a bunch of gnarled popcorn on the ceiling of my house, and it covered the entirety of my second floor as well as my living room area downstairs. Now when I bought the place originally, of course, popcorn ceiling is kind of rough because the reason why is because as time goes on, as dust collects on it, what ends up happening is that popcorn ceiling is extremely difficult to dust because every single time you try to touch it, it's basically raw plaster and just comes flaking apart. So it's impossible to clean. The only other way to take care of it is to basically paint it with a spray gun and just kind of add layers and layers of paint on it, which is kind of something nasty. I didn't care for that. It's been an eyesore for me for years now, and it's always been a problem. Well, recently I was dusting my popcorn ceiling within my hallway, and what ended up happening is that chunks of it started falling down, of course. So because that's really, really old. So I have the stuff tested. There's no arsenic or any asbestos or anything like that. It's perfectly fine to remove. So because of that, what I'll be doing for the next 2 to 3 weeks is removing all the popcorn ceiling throughout my house. At the same time, I also plan on having my ceilings retextured as well with a texturing called knockback, and then after that I plan on painting my ceilings as well. At the same time, also do some touch-up painting throughout my house as well. So between the moving of items out of rooms to remove this popcorn ceiling, putting on new plastering, and then painting, it's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks to do all the renovations that I want to do. So because that's going to be impacting my channel. One big way it's going to really be impacting my channel is that I will not be doing any battle reports during that time period because my gaming group can't come over to play just because my house is under renovation, so they won't be able to do so. So for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I will not be having battle reports. However, though, I will be putting up other content. I'll be putting up cheap shot videos as well as hobby side videos as well as Commander Cheapskate review videos as well. So those will be replacing my battle reports for the next 2 to 3 weeks while my place is under construction. Now, when it's all completed, though, however, it's going to be really awesome because I'm planning on updating my studio as well, which is the area that we use to film our battle reports in, and giving it a massive upgrade and changing out the layout about it. And we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. So because of that, what we're going to do is we're going to show you some photos of what my studio looks like now with all the stuff out of it, and I'll also talk about some of my plans of how I'm going to update it up, and then we'll just wrap up this channel update by talking about exactly what you can expect from my channel for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So here's a vertical shot of my office right now. As you can see, this is the location where my old painting station used to be at. If you guys remember a video I did about my hobby space, it basically consists of 2 sets of rolling drawers on either side of a small little side table, folding side table that I bought from Walmart. And actually, to make it taller, I actually stacked it on 2 green toolboxes in order to paint in my area. In fact, Iron Major, my buddy, he's the guy who makes all the terrain on my channel, he kept on looking at my painting station over the years, and he used to laugh that I used to paint in this small little 2.5-foot area where my paints were and stuff, and how I used to, pump out miniatures from that location. So he kind of made fun of it a little bit over the years. Well, as you can see here now, it's completely been removed. I plan on adjusting my entire studio so that we have a bigger work area. We'll talk about some of the changes there. But as you can see in the top there, you can kind of see in the top of the video of the photo there's a bunch of popcorn ceiling out there. As you can see, some of it's already chipping off already just because it's been kind of old, and so that's one of the main things that kind of motivated me to get that popcorn ceiling removed as well. As you can see, that entire area is cleaned out as well. And of course, here is the old video editing station as well on the far wall as well. If you guys remember from my video, I used to have like an iMac that was sitting there with some of my stuff against that wall. I have cleared that out as well and moved that completely out of the way, as well as the table. The table is just there just because I haven't got a chance to move it yet. As you can see the popcorn ceiling up there on the roof as well. I plan on putting my workstation, my new painting station, against that wall where my video editing station used to be at, and then take my video editing station and put it where my old painting station used to be at as well. And that's pretty much the plan I'm kind of going with that renovation. And over here is half of the wall where my old bookshelves used to be at. If you guys remember from my battle reports, on the left-hand side of my studio, I had 2 big dark wood bookcases that held all my army rule books, as well as the books I had in my personal library, as well as my personal knickknacks and collections and stuff over the years, as well as some of my terrain as well. The only problem though is that most of my stuff that I have, both miniatures and terrains, I've been using to put inside my closets for the most part. I mainly kept most of it within the closets already inside the office, inside the studio, to begin with, but I also put some of them beneath my bed in my bedroom. I used to slip in between the space between my bed as well as my bedroom. My bedroom is actually kind of cool. I actually got 2 closets in there. I use one of my closets to hold all of our stuff in it as well. So the problem though is that of course it's all kind of spread out. Now with some of the renovation ideas I have for my studio, I will be able to put everything within my studio space instead. I'm planning on getting some huge cabinets to be put over there on the left hand side in order to store the materials as well. And here is a semi-blurry picture of the last half of the left-hand side of my studio as well, where I used to put my cabinets at. I also still used to store my MDF tables right there in that back corner as well. As you can see, it's all been cleaned out and moved out of the way because I'm planning on doing some renovations and giving myself a lot more storage as well as work area as well. As you see, all the stuff on my walls is gone. All the furniture is pretty much pulled out as well. We're going to be starting up the renovations in my office and the studio first by scraping that popcorn ceiling. And from what I've researched online, it's just going to be a really extremely dusty and messy process, which I'm not looking forward to. And then of course I'm going to hire a contractor to come in to retexture it, which is going to be awesome. And then I plan on doing all the painting with myself as well as my friends and my family. They're going to be helping me out as well. And that's pretty much the plan for the renovation, how we're going to go about doing it. And this is what the studio will look like. And what we're going to do now is show you my floor plan, really, of what I plan on doing for the studio. Alright, so this is a rough sketch of what I plan on doing for the studio, as well as getting it kind of renovated once it gets done. Once the roofing gets done, the painting gets done. This is pretty much what I plan on doing in order to fix it up. Now, this picture, of course, is not to scale whatsoever. I actually have a scaled actual illustration that that I'm planning on using for the studio's renovation. I just did a quick little mock-up real quick for you guys as well, because you don't need to know the exact dimensions of the studio that I'm working in. So as you can see here, this is the overall plan. This is the door that usually leads into the bedroom, the window I have. Here's the window that you see outside the area, and this is the glass closet here that you guys see with the mirror on it as well. And right in the middle, of course, is where we do our playing for my gaming group and I, right here in the middle, which is marked down orange. Now over here in purple right here, as you can see, this is the purple portion that used to be in my that's where my old pay station used to be at. It's a really small, narrow wall between the door opening as well as the closet. It's not much space there. And that's originally where I did all my painting at. And what I'm going to do instead is take my computer desk and put it against that wall instead, and then do all my video editing there. Because the table I work with, the table I have, is actually kind of small, and it's not, you don't need much room to do video editing or working on the computer and stuff like that. Now the wall that's where the door is located at, which is marked out in blue, what that's going to be instead, I'm going to take a series of closet-made shelving, is what we're going to use. We're going to put the top rail on the top. Along the top of the wall is going to be a 6-foot by 8-foot section of railing that we're going to install right there in the middle of the wall. At the same time, we're also going to take 7-foot sections of railing. We're going to take 4 of them and hang them along that wall there. At the same time, I'm planning on buying some closet-made wire shelving racks. I'm planning on buying 2 6-foot sections to stack on top of it with arms. At the same time, we're also going to mount a 6-foot countertop. Just a cheap $69 countertop that we found at Lowe's, and we're going to mount it on that system as well. That system could hold up to 800 pounds worth of stuff, and so because of that counter, it's going to go right on top of that, and that 6-foot counter is going to be my new painting station and work area. At the same time, also gives me options to put multiple shelves above to store things like terrain, books, or whatever else we need as well. Now on the right hand side of the office of this sketch, you see we have those two green rectangles. What I plan on doing is buying, I believe it's pronounced Hofsta, I think is what it's called, from IKEA. I got IKEA in the area that we have where I live at. I'm planning on buying 2 Hofsta display cabinets. They're these Mongasso huge items. They're about 4 feet wide. They're almost 7 feet tall, and they're about 18 inches deep. And half of it, the bottom half, is just basically just a normal cabinet with sliding doors, while the top half has got glass sliding doors that have windows to see through it. And I'm planning on buying 2 of those big Mongasso things and actually stacking them there on the right hand side to store all the miniatures. So in the glass cabinets on the tops, I plan on putting all the miniatures. After measuring out the footprint of all my miniatures, I'll be able to put all the miniatures in those 2 glass cabinets. At the same time, put a great deal of terrain in there as well. And on the bottom shelves, I can put things like books, terrain, all kinds of stuff, and then that way I can free up my closet spaces and put it all in those glass cabinets instead. And of course in the corners there, I could stack things like my rolling shelves, I could stack my plant battle mats, and all kinds of different things. So I'll have plenty of room to store other things as well, at the same time leaving up the center playing area large enough for my friends and I to keep on playing on wargaming. And this is pretty much the studio renovation plan, what I plan on doing when it gets all done, so that way I have a good storage system, I have an area to play in still, I got a larger workstation for my miniatures, and it's just going to be freaking awesome when it all gets done. So I can't wait to get that work started. So there you guys have it. I will not be doing any battle reports in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm hoping to get it done within 2 to 3 weeks. I plan on not going any further than that. The problem though is, of course, I work full time, and of course I gotta work on this in my free time. So hopefully I can get it done in about 2 to 3 weeks is what I'm planning on. So because of that, since my house will be under renovation, for all the areas of my house, there won't be any battle reports just because I can't have company over while I'm working on my stuff. However, because I will not be doing battle reports, however, you can instead expect other things. I'll be doing cheap shots, hobby sites, and Commander Cheapskate game reviews during that time period instead. So that way you guys still get some good content. It just won't be battle reports until I get it all fixed up and painted. And once that's done, of course, then we'll just pick up where we left off with our battle reports in our brand new renovated studio space, which I'm really looking forward to actually putting together and getting that done. And it's going to look really, really awesome. It's going to have a lot of storage. I'm just super excited and pumped to get this renovation done underway. So there you guys have it. This is what you guys could be expecting. So starting this week on for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll be doing cheap shots, hobby sides, and Commander Cheapskate game reviews instead of battle reports, and because I'll be doing renovations. So as always, you guys, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your guys' input is invaluable to us as always. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, as well as blogger.com for all the latest, greatest hobby news related to our channel. That's good for this one, you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and stay classy.